conhece? Não, e tu? Também não. Jeito de rica, né não? Por quê? Ah, sei lá, pelo cabelo. Se for, qual o problema? Problema, né? Já viu rico namorar pobre?
Hey guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Courtney, and today we're going to be refurnishing some chairs. So a little bit of background, I've been living in this apartment in West Hollywood for about 6 months now, and my roommate and I have only had 2 dining room chairs this whole time. In January, we had another girl move in with us, so with 3 of us living here, 2 chairs obviously wasn't enough. Luckily, last month I was walking in our neighborhood and I found this whole dining room set. It had these 4 nice wooden dining chairs that would look perfect in our dining room. So I had my roommate come out and help me bring those chairs back to our apartment. Now, given that the color didn't match our furniture, I thought it would be a really fun project to refurnish them and film it so you guys can see. So a little personal fact about me, at the end of last month, I was actually laid off from my job due to the COVID pandemic. So unfortunately, I won't be able to live here anymore, and I will be moving out of this apartment at the end of this month. So as a parting gift, I thought it would be really nice to give my roommate these nice refurnished chairs so that her and the next person that moves into here will have a lot of seating for themselves and their guests. So if you want to see the process of how I refurnished some dining room chairs, then make sure to keep watching. Hey guys, so we're on our way to Home Depot on Sunset Boulevard, and we're just gonna get a couple supplies that we need to refurnish the chairs or restain them, and then we'll head back and start the project. Or they're indoor chairs. So this guy that was standing in front of me was actually really nice and informative. He told me that if I wanted to strip these chairs, that it would be a long and difficult process since the chairs have a lot of details that would be difficult to get around. I didn't film our whole conversation, but he suggested that I repaint them instead, which would not take as long but would still give it a nice finish. Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, so change of plans, guys. We're just painting the chairs instead of restaining them. Satin. The guy recommended a couple items that he thought would be best for repainting the chairs, so I got some of those and a few other items that I thought might be helpful throughout the process. I really just spent $40 on supplies. Now that we have our supplies, let's get started. For the first step, we're going to strip the gloss off the chairs. Now don't forget to wear a mask because you want to protect yourself from any residue or dust that goes into the air. The first thing we're going to use are these 3M heavy-duty stripping pads. They come in a pack of 2 and you really only need about 1 pad per chair. Now all you have to do is get a pad and rub it against the surface until the gloss is less noticeable. You'll know that the stripping pads are working once the surface of the chair looks more dull. If you look at the back of the next clip, you'll notice that the 3 pegs on the right have already been stripped and the 3 pegs on the left still need to be. This will take about 2 hours per chair, so it's definitely something that you would want to do with another person if you can. Otherwise, this will take about 8 hours for 4 chairs, just depending on how fast and detailed you want to be. When you're done, your chair should look noticeably duller like the video on the right. Once all of your chairs look like this, then you're ready for sanding. Which brings us to step 2, sanding down the excess gloss. Today I'm using a detail sander from Black & Decker. I found this detailed sander in the clearance section at Target and was able to get it for $32, but joke's on me because now it's on sale on Amazon for only $27, so you'll be able to get it there for much cheaper. Don't forget to wear your mask, especially for this step. It can get real dusty. Also make sure you're in a well-ventilated place. My neighbors came over and complained that the dust was going into their apartment since they're only about 3 feet away. This small sander is also really loud, so just be aware of your surroundings and make sure you're not bothering anyone else around you. Once that's done, get a damp rag and wipe down any excess dust off the chairs. For this, I just got a roll of rags at Home Depot, which cost about $5 per pound. Now, moving on to step 3, prime time. For this step, I used a 9x12 plastic drop cloth that I got from Home Depot for about $1.99. I also got this all-purpose primer that works as a sealer and stain blocker, and it also works on any interior and exterior furniture. For the primer, I got 3 paint brushes. I honestly wasn't sure what size I needed, so I just got 3 different sizes to test out while I was painting. To start off, protect your surroundings by using your drop sheet to cover everything around you. Now get your primer, crack it open, grab a paintbrush, and get started. I started off by using a 3-inch brush, but I realized that that wasn't very good for all the little detail spots, so I switched over to a 2-inch brush, which was good for all the different surfaces on the chair. You'll need to do this about 2 to 3 times so the surface looks even and ready to paint. Now moving on to the last and final step, painting the chairs. So for this step, you're going to need another plastic drop cloth and some spray paint. I got the brand Rust-Oleum in dark walnut with a satin finish. You'll probably need about 1 can per chair and an additional can for any touch-ups and missed spots. So for those of you who don't want to waste any money on buying a drop sheet, I have an alternative you guys can DIY with some tape and trash bags. To create a sheet, open up a large trash bag and tear the sides of it. Then lay out the sheets, overlapping the edges, and tape them all together. Now you have your own DIY drop sheet. As always, remember to put on your mask. I decided to go with spray paint for this project because I figured it would provide a more even finish and cut our painting time down in half. Each chair took about 15 to 20 minutes to paint and required about 20 minutes to an hour to set before handling. Once finished, the paint needed about 24 hours to dry before the furniture could be used. When you're finished, check to make sure you didn't miss any spots. And this is the final result in all its beauty and glory. So all in all, the project took me about a week to finish. Before I even started the project, I honestly didn't even know how to refurnish any chairs. So I took a couple days to do some research and get confident enough to start the project. If you were to do this at home, the project should probably only take you about 2 to 3 days. I honestly was just being really lazy and just took my time throughout the process. But if you were to do this in about 2 to 3 days, you could probably strip and sand the chairs on the first day, prime and paint on the second day, allow the chair to dry for 24 hours, and be able to use them by the end of the 3rd day or the beginning of the 4th day. So it is a really easy process to repaint chairs. I definitely think if I restained them, then it would have taken a lot longer and the process would have been a lot more difficult. So I'm really glad that that guy at Home Depot stopped me and gave me all the information that he did. I'm just gonna show you guys how the dining room looked before and how it looked after we added those additional 4 chairs. I'm glad that the chairs came out really nice. I'm excited to use them over the next few days while I'm still here, and I really hope that my roommate loves them and puts them to good use. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you guys would like to see me do more DIY projects, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy during this time. I'll see you guys in